Welcome everybody to the diyMATT live show. I am of course pre-recorded Matt, and now I'm going to throw it over to you, live Matt. Hey, thanks pre-recorded Matt. This is live Matt. Heyo. I am coming to you from my garage, and I'm trying to do all this from my janky little streaming server or streaming setup I have here. I can switch on the fly between different camera angles, so you can see me here, and then if I'm walking around the shop, you can see me over here. So I'm trying to make this as I don't know, as useful as possible, or as nifty as possible. Where am I? There I am. Heyo. So, interaction is kind of what I'm going for here. And there may be a pretty big lag, there may be some delay. I'm sorry about that. I only have so much of a connection here at home. And this is really the first time I've tried this. And there's nobody watching anyhow, so it doesn't really matter, right? So tonight, what I'm going to work on is creating a bottom bracket for my gem here. And what I've done is, let me go to the mobile cam here for you. What I've done is I've created these brackets. Better get you a light here, huh? I created these brackets in the gem in order to lift it. This is one of the brackets. It offsets the existing mounts 4 inches down. This makes the whole subframe on the front of the vehicle 4 inches lower, which in turn makes the body 4 inches higher. And I've done something similar to the back too. Back here, everything's on a pivot. Everything pivots off of there, and what you can do is you can lift the gem by making these brackets. The original mounting point's right here, and I've made this bracket in order to move the shock and spring down 4 inches. So the goal for this is to lift the entire vehicle an additional 4 inches off the ground. Give it kind of a cooler position. I don't want to say stance. Give it kind of a cooler height. And it's impossible to tell from this angle, I suspect. But it is 4 inches higher off the ground. It's made a huge difference. I have put street tires on this. These are Honda rims, aftermarket Honda rims you can put on. Normally the rims on this vehicle are teensy tiny. So this makes a big difference to make them bigger. And the goal tonight is to take this chunk of steel here and make something useful for under the vehicle. Underneath of it here, you'll see this is the final bracket I have to make. It is a piece that will sit and connect this to here. This normally sits up here, so this is 4 inches down and roughly 2 inches forward. So I need to reconnect this with this. So I'll use that chunk of steel to make an extension, make an additional hole here, bolt that all together, and bolt that up to that. And that'll complete the front end portion of the lift for the gem. It's called a subframe lift, I believe. I am just a hack. I only vaguely know what I'm doing. But I have researched it a lot online. And I'm not the first person to have done this, but there aren't a lot of people that have done it either. So this is kind of a fun little project. Gems are cool cars. All right, they're not a car. Gems are cool little devices. They're electric, smart, small vehicles that you can drive around the neighborhood. They get roughly 25 miles per hour speed. They're called LSVs, low speed vehicles. They're fun for exactly this, just for driving around, going around the neighborhood, getting groceries, getting your kid from school, stuff like that. And that's exactly what I have it for. The minivan's fine, but it's kind of fun to be able to plug this just into the wall outlet, and that's all the power you need. I've also upgraded this to lithium, so the batteries won't die on me after a year like lead acid batteries will tend to die. Lithium gives me a lot more juice. Doesn't tend to die after 2 years. Lead acid batteries don't have a great charge discharge cycle to them, so they crap out and they just don't function after a period of time. So the batteries in this should last a long time. The lithium upgrade is a popular upgrade, but it's more of a DIY thing still. People are doing it in their shop. There are a few kits you can buy pre-done, but they're really expensive. So I chose the option of just stripping some batteries out of a Chevy Volt and putting them in here, but we'll get into that in the future. Right now is not the time for that. Right now is the time to get dirty and see if I can make these brackets. I hope this doesn't get too boring. I want to try to keep it under an hour. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to finish this in under an hour, but I thought it'd be fun if I could at least bring you along on the ride for it. And you can see how I work, and maybe check out my new setup in the shop here and see if you like how this works out too. I think it's pretty cool. So I guess one of the first things I need to do is take this piece of steel and I guess make a bracket out of like cardboard. And once I get a bracket out of cardboard, I can trace it out of here and then cut it off with a wheel of death. So here we go. Man, it is going to be so hard to talk the entire time, because I mean, who can really just sit here and talk the entire time to, in this case especially, nobody. I wonder if you can hear the air conditioning. It's way too hot today to not have it running. And I don't exactly have an enormous following, so I wasn't really worried about offending people or making people mad because my videos are too noisy. I do take great pride in making videos that are of the highest quality, but where do you draw the line sometimes, you know? When do you obsess over your audio so much that you don't sleep at night? I know I already kind of do that, so I guess that's a silly question to ask. Right now, I'm chopping up a small little piece of cardboard. Right, yeah. I'm going to get underneath the vehicle here and kind of trace out what I need. I don't think I need all these supports. The front of the vehicle is supported now by the front end brackets that I made, so I don't really need all this support under it now. I had it before just in case. Well, I had it before because I had to hold the vehicle up somehow. Let's see here. Move my mic pack around. This is all the crap you don't see when you're watching TV shows. People have mic packs and they have pens and silly things that are in the way and are hard to do. Hopefully that's good. Just ends up looking too bright, doesn't it? There we go. So I got to connect this with this bolt up here. I'm sorry, this through hole right here. And I've measured this out before, so I know that I need to be 4 inches higher. So this needs to be 4 inches. And I need to be 2 inches forward. So the forward is important. Well, they're all important. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a piece with this size, but much longer. And I'll bolt it to here and then move this subframe forward and up and down slightly until I get exactly 2 inches forward and 4 inches down. That way it'll jive up with the rest of the modifications here. Right now I'm just bringing a piece of cardboard in. This is going to be really, really rough and not exactly right. This is going to evolve. That's what's great about cardboard. It's not permanente. What do I got here? I have made a penis. Well, that's exactly what I wanted. Who doesn't want a little penis in their life, right? Okay, big one. Her. So first things first, I'm going to try to figure out what my chicken scratch here did. Does this look right? Can't tell. Does this look right? I can swear to you that wasn't intentional. Whoops. You don't want to see that one yet. You want to see this view. Still really trying to figure out my camera angles. Like I know roughly where they should be. It's just really hard to remember when to switch and what to switch to at any given time. Because you have to think about what you're doing at the moment. So I'm thinking about what I'm doing right here. And then I got to think about what's the best camera angle for it. And that's crazy hard. Just gonna cut it off right there. Cut it off at the base. Ah! This is the coolest thing ever. I acquired this at the local cardboard kids build off kind of thing. You can just pull it right through the cardboard. Way easier than a knife. I'm going to jump under the car here real quick again. just to grab a quick measurement, make sure where I'm going is the right direction. Forgive me for not bringing you with me every single time. Yeah, you know what? It's right there, might as well, right? Haven't changed anything. There. This takes so much brain power to do this. Holy smokes, I never imagined. Alright, so I'm going to touch high and I'm touching narrow. I feel like this could be thicker just for structural integrity. So I'm going to make it thicker than it needs to be. I want it to come down all the way here. It's kind of hard to see. I want it to come all the way down here because it'll tie in with this existing bracketry and kind of make it a little bit stronger. So that's right there. Like so. Always remember to X out what you're trying to cut out. Because, geez, how many times have we all cut out the wrong damn side when we're trying to do something like this, right? That looks roughly right. So let's cut this out. Check again. You know, I'm talking about this fancy tool, but the only real reason I'm using this is because I can't find my damn scissors. I had some. Had a whole box of them. Ugh. Always be knolling. Can always organize more. It's a pretty rad tool though. I just cut that and I had no fear of cutting my fingers off. Let's be honest. When you cut your finger off is when you least expected to cut your finger off. Let's try that. Oh. Well, seems pretty close. Again, like I said, I'm going to thicken everything up. This isn't the right length, of course. Need to go a little bit longer on this. I can feel on the other side that I didn't make it long enough. See, it's only that long. Derp. It's getting kind of close. And again, I need to make it a little bit wider. Ain't half bad though. So I need a little bit wider, definitely taller. Just because I'm fully silly, I'm going to make another one from scratch. This will go all the way to the top. The angle is the hardest part to get. Sometimes that is the hardest thing to get done right. And that's why we use cardboard. And again, I am a rank amateur at stuff like this. I don't do this for a living by any means, clearly. I work on computers by day. I like to screw around with weird stuff like this by night. Just goes to show you that you can do anything you put your mind to. It really bugs me when people say they can't do something. You can do anything you want to do. If you're telling me you can't do something, it's because you choose not to do something. I don't know anything about electric motors. I don't know anything about lifting a golf cart. But I set my mind to it, figuring out how to do it, trying to do it as safe as possible, strong as possible, not using janky metal or anything. I'm learning how to weld, which is so much fun. I think it's a huge, huge manly man life skill. Just today I was watching a video from ABE and he was reviewing the new Harbor Freight welders, the better quality ones. And he was saying that there are two types of people in the world. People that can weld and people that can't. No, crap. Screwed that up. He said there are two types of people in the world. He said there are people that can weld and people that wish they could weld. And I've always been the person that wishes he could weld, and I'm done with that. I'm learning how to weld. This is a thing I'm going to do. I have a welder. I've welded some things. I've made some parts for this already. It's a lot of fun. Not perfect by any means. Crap's hard to do. I mean, it looks easy because everybody on YouTube's doing it. Everybody's stacking them dimes. But that's a talent that takes a lot of time to figure out how to do. And I'm just happy making things stick together. If I can make two things stick together, I'm a happy camper. Ain't so bad there. It goes all the way to the top. I'll connect up with this once I move this whole shebang forward a little bit more. So I can make this out of steel, round off the edges a little bit eventually, and then I can figure out where my holes go. Figure out how to drill them out. My average view duration is 40 seconds. So flattering. Thank you for watching for 40 seconds and then bailing out. I really appreciate it. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but it's true. I'd rather have you watch for 40 seconds than not watch at all, right? Because a 40-second viewer is better than a person that hasn't viewed ever. Well, look at that. The steel that I chose is thicker than what I chose for the bracket, but that's fine. This is really thick. This is 1/8 inch steel. I'm hoping this is overkill. I have no facts behind that, but all the metal I'm seeing under this, it's not aluminum, it's actually stainless, is 1/8 inch, so I can't be too far off base, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out, flip it over, trace it onto here, and then cut that out. That way I have two of the exact same pieces. I'd like to say thanks for sticking with me, but you can tell by my heads-up display that nobody's sticking with me. So yeah, it's kind of fun to talk to myself. Oh well, it's fun to see if this works out. It's fun to see if this is entertaining or not. I suspect that maybe, this is just broken, or the audio sync is off. And this is something I can review later on. But this is a great test for me to see if this is working or not. And it's kind of fun, right? I mean, if it's working, it's fun. If it's not working, this is a big steaming pile of poopy. So I just recently cleaned my shop. It's nice and clean. This is going to be a huge bummer to get it really, really dirty again. But what are you going to do? You know how hard it is to hide a mic pack all the time? Huge pain in the ass. What time is it? I don't want to run past my time. It's almost 8 o'clock. To sound all corporate-y, I think we're going to run a little bit long. I hope you don't have any more appointments. Oh, that's right. Nobody's watching. Nobody has any appointments. So I'm going to run this a little bit long, run until 8:30 max, because I have dad stuff to do inside. And I can get this cut and knocked out in that kind of time. While I'm here, I'm going to take all the fancy electronic stuff off the counter. It doesn't seem wise to have it laying out. As Mike Finnegan calls it, from Roadkill. Gonna equip my spinning wheel of death here. Remember on one of his episodes, somebody asked him, what do you call it a spinning wheel of death for? And he said, because everybody's afraid of these things. You have to have a healthy respect for these wheels, because if your face is directly in the way of one of these things fracture all the time. These discs pop and blow up. I don't know which camera I'm on. They'll explode on you. And nobody wants an exploding wheel flying off of their face. Because it will actually get stuck into your face. It can embed into your face. And that's a bad scene. Man, it's a bad scene, man. Oh, this guy is so boring. It's like he's just some dummy and they're talking to himself. Wouldn't that be funny if everybody's, all the playbacks are just because people can't stream it? Like it's not streaming hard enough or working properly? Yeah! Oh yeah, by the way, mic check. Turn your mics down. Or turn your headphones down, or whatever. Whatever they do at Hoonigan. Headphones users beware. Now I'm wearing my glasses, so those are somewhat protective. Get my other glove here. Now I got sex machines stuck in my head. Or stay on the scene. Ha! Like a cut-off machine. Ooh. Well, that was fun, right? Here's my piece. I'll jump down there and see if it fits even remotely close. Fingers crossed that it doesn't, right? I mean, this makes for a funnier video if it doesn't. There we go, cha. Yeah, the whole subframe has to move over this way a little bit. But that's a pretty darn fine fit. I do say so myself. That way any downward stress will end up sitting on this angle here, on this corner down here. So I'm happy I was able to cut that out properly. It makes it a lot stronger than I originally planned. Originally I didn't think I was going to have this little notch in here. It's going to add a lot of strength because of the vehicle sits on top of this, so it'll help some. I mean, it's not much, but whatever. Again, I'm not an engineer, but this is also a really light vehicle. It's essentially a big boy toy. Let us cut out one more of these, shall we? So exciting, right? At any point, did you guys think that I was going to cut my finger off? Or maybe like catch something on fire? Because I can imagine that. Trending. Hitting the front page of Dig. YouTube live streamer cuts finger off. Sets garage ablaze. Watch and LOLs. All right. Back to cutting. Watch your earphones. I can hear you. Can you hear me? I think that without a doubt, by looking at my stats as I'm sitting here, that I will be YouTube rich within the hour. Oh, no, wait, it says 0 viewers. Never mind. I will not be YouTube rich. Ever. I'm going to clamp these down. Kind of tidy up the edges a little bit. There we go. Gotta swap the blade out. Blade. Like a rookie. Gonna swap his cutoff wheel out with a flap disc so I can clean up the edges. And yes, I still have section machine stuck in my head. If you're just joining me, I have section machine stuck in my head. And I don't know why. I think it's because I said get off the scene. Maybe it's stay on the scene. Maybe I needed somebody else to interact with here and talk to, because I'm just kind of talking to myself and I sound ridiculous, don't I? Contact! It is definitely getting a little foggy in here. I really should open the door. Probably hurt myself, my lungs and everything. I'm definitely going to have some neat boogers tomorrow, I'll tell you that much. But it's kind of late and I don't want to bug my neighbors, and I'm pretty much done, so I think I can get away with this. Thank goodness for air conditioning too. Maybe that'll take some of the goop out of the air. Probably not. All right. These are my two new brackets. Nothing too fancy, right? But I need to put some holes in them. I need to start with the bottom hole. That's going to be the one that mounts up to the bracket. I'll make another one below that. None of this makes any sense because I'm not giving you any visuals. Mount all this up and then make another hole for the top. I think while I got everything here, I'm going to use a quick spritz of paint, because all I have to do is make holes now. What, no rattle? Why is there no rattle can in here? Why is there no rattle in the can? Is that a new thing? No runs, no drips, no airs. Okay, but there's no ball in here. Is that a new thing? Oh well. Well, I'm going to take this outside. I'm going to open the door first. I'm going to take this outside. I'm going to spray paint these brackets. Spray paint these brackets with this, and going to let that dry, and then tomorrow I can come out here and work on maybe drilling some holes, getting the holes aligned, getting the bracket up, down, left, right in the spot exactly where it needs to be, and finalizing that. Then putting some bolts in there, calling it a day. Really excited to get that done. The back lift has been done for a while. The front lift has been 3/4 done for a while. Getting these final brackets done has been something I've wanted to do for a long time. I just haven't had time to do. There's been lots of stuff going on in my life. So it's fine. It's nice to knock that off the list. It just goes to show you that even if you can only get out to the shop for an hour a night, you can still knock out a task here and there. It's tough, it's hard, and you don't want to sometimes. But if you can get out to the shop and just spend an hour, knocking one minor thing off your list, eventually you'll get everything done. And it feels really good long term. It feels good once you finally get it all done. And hey, look, I finally have my first viewer. Hello, first viewer. Funny you should join me right now because I'm getting ready to log off. So thanks for joining me. Hopefully I can do this once a week or so, even if it's small little tasks. But I had a lot of fun doing it. I think this is going to work out really good. I can't wait to check the playback to see if it's really, really delayed, which I kind of bet it is, because nobody's kind of hanging out. So I got to figure out how to fix that. But anyhow, till next time, garage doors up, and I am out.